Welcome, Dropouts. We're here for episode 19. Good morning. My name's JP. I'm joined by my co-hosts Maddie and Shawnee. We appreciate your support so far. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll throw to Maddie to introduce our guest.
Today, thanks JP, appreciate that. That was a cracker intro.
First go.
Episode 19. Again, today we have our second guest ever. Regan was on the podcast a little bit earlier, and we got some great feedback on that podcast. Today we are joined by the man. I'll introduce him as Maxwell Boyle.
Maxwell.
Very, very honoured to have him on the podcast today. A man of many talents, fitness aficionado, business owner, father,
Pig hunter.
husband, pig hunter.
And hunter.
He's a hunter. Big Maxy, great to have you on the show, mate. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Welcome.
Maxy, let's
Hands are
go.
a little bit sweaty.
Crack a t-shirt, might I say.
For those that don't know, Maxwell Boyle is a great man. He's a good dear friend of the show and an honoured family and actually listener of the Dropouts podcast.
Yes. One of our
Max
number one listeners.
He's always the one that's asking, boys, where's the episode? Did it drop? Did it drop?
That's right.
Did it drop?
It's my Thursday morning debrief when I'm sitting in the office, so it's good.
Thank you, Maxy. You're a legend. And also, I want to ask, we actually met Maxy at the gym, and he is one of the best clients that they have at the gym. He's just waiting for that confirmation. That
Correct.
COM.
Were you always
month.
5 a.m. Maxi? Or when you started at 180, when were you training?
No, 5 a.m. always.
5 a.m. Yeah,
I
okay.
went from Shred Fitness at Blacktown, and then COVID hit.
Ah.
And got a bit lazy, as everyone did in COVID.
Yeah.
And then jumped on to 180.
Who got you
Yeah,
onto?
how'd
Is
you
that
find
because
out?
your missus is Lebanese?
She is.
So is that was that anything to do with the fact that
No, Bullseye.
Buzza? Oh, Buzza, your mate too. Good mates with
that's
Buzza.
right.
Yeah.
So is your missus Buzz's like cousin or something?
So, nah. Probably somewhere down the line. My brother-in-law, my wife's brother, is best mates with Bullseye.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
okay.
Buzzer's always been floating around.
Yeah, he's a bit of floater.
Floating around Grace Staines.
Shout out to Buzzer.
Something we like to do with our guests on going forward is to just break the ice a little bit. I can understand when someone jumps on a podcast for the first time, they're a little bit nervous. Maxy seems to be a little bit
he's sweet.
tense. Just got to give him a little bit of massage. But yeah, we're just
Sweaty
going to
hands.
Oh, speaking of
Right here,
massage.
right here, please.
Oh, stop.
just going to break the ice a little bit, Maxy. Just got a couple of questions for you. Just a couple of rapid fire questions.
Yep.
Number one, favorite song of all time. This is a big one.
It's a hard one. I'm a man of many genres.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to
I
be
like
the
that.
title of the
You're a
song.
cultured one.
Morgan Wallen, Cover Me Up.
Oh, track.
Morgan one, a little bit of
A
country.
little bit of country. I'm a bit
Oh,
of
we
a country boy.
could pump it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. We'll get that on. Maybe that'll be the outro song. Okay.
Yeah, we'll put it in there.
See, I'm not
Intro,
cultured
outro.
like that. I don't know that.
Song.
Second
Yeah.
question.
Morgan Wallen tech.
Favourite
Massive
NRL
country
team?
music, yeah.
NRL team, Eels.
Eels.
Big
Fuck.
Eels supporter. Well, I'm not a massive footy head, but
Okay.
Same.
my son Ari loves his footy.
Really?
Loves going to the games.
You
so
have
we
to get
went
into it then.
Got all the gear.
Yeah,
Has all the gear,
he's got
para
all
gear.
the
I've
gear.
seen the photos.
Yeah,
Very nice,
loves
very
it,
cute.
So he's got me into footy a little bit more.
So he plays, right?
No, not yet.
He plays soccer. I
He
see
plays
him.
soccer. Does
Yeah.
little kickers.
Yeah.
He'll want to get into footy. So we'll just wait and see.
How
But
old
he's
how old is your son?
three
Three,
and
oh, okay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, and mate, you got your missus is going to pop any week now.
What's
One
the date
month.
today?
It is the 20th of September.
Just under a month.
Wow,
Boy or
bro.
girl, Maxy?
Girl.
Girl.
Girl, balance.
Two and done.
balance.
That's it.
Yeah.
Balance.
Well, I want a three. Alana's one of three. My wife. So
Okay.
Nice. Good
three
number.
was, but she's doors are closed.
Oh, that's it.
No more.
Game
Shut
over.
shop.
Oh,
Shut
yeah?
shop. Well, we got boy
Tubes
girl.
tied?
She said that's it.
Maxy,
Oh,
any
okay.
secret talents?
I
Something we don't know about, perhaps.
Yeah.
can pop my shoulder blade really far back.
Okay.
Oh,
Really? Oh,
It's kind of boring.
But I
Another
think
one?
when I've been,
Is it, what are they, contortionists? Is that what their name is?
Yeah.
I've been having neck problems and been seeing a physio, and then
Okay.
I showed him that, and he's like, probably your shoulder movement's a bit off, so probably don't do that.
Oh, there you go. Party trick.
Yeah.
Watch my shoulder.
No, I don't really have any party tricks.
It's all right.
None
I
my
like these
wife
rap.
would like me to talk about anyway. So
Matty didn't catch that. Did you what he said?
No, I didn't
None
actually.
that my wife would like me to talk about anyway.
Oh, okay, we'll get a bit PG-13.
Well, this is R18.
Yeah, right now we're PG-13.
So if you have any
yeah,
kids,
yeah.
can you please turn them away from the podcast?
Yeah, we've got to have like a child warning on this.
You know, one thing I was wondering, if we use a lot of explicit language and stuff, does Spotify automatically not flag in a bad way?
No, you tick whether it's got explicit or not.
we don't swear.
No, but does it do it automatically?
No, you choose it.
Oh, you choose it.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Same on YouTube as well.
I thought AI might do it. You got more questioners or
Rapid
that's
fire.
I like these rapid fire.
These
Well,
rapid fires are good. They're kind of good.
yeah,
They're
break
good.
in the
They're
ice.
cracker.
Well, he does have a special talent. Well, look, I don't know how to do it, but and that's probably what we're going to talk about mostly. But that's the hunting.
Fascinating.
Hunting.
Very
Absolutely fascinating.
Yeah,
100%.
And I guess before we go on to it, like, have you, JP or Maddie, have you hunted before, or have you?
Yeah, look, I've been
Hunted
once.
something?
I've been once. I've been shooting a couple of times, but actually shot, an animal. I've shot a kangaroo with a shotgun.
Wow.
And I didn't feel great
Oh,
about it.
shotgun.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
fucking rough.
Bro, I was
man.
on the back of the
Yeah.
highlight.
Oh, is that
On the
legal?
back of a Hilux.
Yeah, you can.
Is that legal, Maxi?
No, you can't shoot a
He's
shotty.
like, no. Matt's just Matty just
All right, let's cut that out of the show.
Yeah.
Bro, I did, and it didn't feel good, to be honest. Like, I was on the back of the Hilux. My uncle gave me the gun. He's like, all right, bang. Right there. And I'm just
Shotgun, like maybe if it was a rifle clean.
Yeah.
through, like,
brain,
shotgun.
you just see it go down.
Oh,
But you know what? To
bro.
be fair, farmers don't like the kangaroos because they're pests.
Yeah,
because they
that's-
break
yeah,
the
heard that.
fences and they just fucking eat all the crops and damage everything.
because
So,
it's on the coat of arms.
Yeah, I know. It's
I don't
Skippy
know,
the
it's just
kangaroo.
hard.
so is
I
the
don't know.
emu, but fucking I hate
Oh, you're killing emus.
I hate emus.
You are an emu, you lemon.
No, before we sort of go down the hunting avenue, which I know is like really interesting and something we're gonna touch on a little bit more in detail later on in the episode. But Maxi, just as a bit of an intro, walk us through. So you finished up school, and then what did you do? You're obviously a business owner, quite successful in the construction and building field. Run us through a little bit of context. So finished school. What ended up happening there? Give the people a bit of context on who Maxwell Boyle is.
So Maxwell Boyle was Parramatta Maris boy.
Oh yeah.
I always knew. I come from a bit of a tradie family background. My dad, my uncles, my brother, everyone's a plumber.
Yep.
Plumbers. Yeah.
Plumbers. And for some reason, I never wanted to be a plumber. Used to go to work with dad when we were young, and the old lady at the door, "Are you going to be a plumber when you grow up?" Nah, don't want to be a plumber. Finished school in year 10, dropped out, got asked not to come back.
Can we
You're a
have a
dropout.
round of applause for
Yes.
the dropouts, please?
We didn't know that, by the
we
way.
didn't know that. That wasn't by design, audience.
Um,
Wrong one, you fuck. I guess depending on your perspective.
Like double.
Yay!
Look, towards the end of year 10, became a little bit of a rascal because I knew I was leaving. I had an apprenticeship lined up with my grandfather's
That's
friend.
good. Yeah.
So I
Pair of
was mucking
TNs.
up a little bit. Yeah, pair of TNs, a couple of fresh TNs, Parkley Markets. Yeah, got asked not to come back. So it was.
Oh, you got asked not to come back from school.
Yeah.
What would you be? Yeah,
Well,
what
they
happened?
said if I wanted to go on to do 11 and 12, I'd have to find another school.
Oh, really?
Oh wow, were you naughty boy? Were you?
Yeah, can you-
Maxi? Yeah. What did you give us something that you?
So
What did you do?
are we talking like we're talking expulsion, or we're talking about suspension? What are we talking
Well,
about?
I
here?
never got suspended. I was in trouble at Wednesday afternoon detentions, a couple of Saturday detentions, which
Yeah.
I had to hide from my parents. Like I had a couple of mates also on Saturday detention. They turn up at my house at 7 o'clock in the morning, say we're going to Parramatta Skate Park and we'd have all of our, because we had to wear school clothes to Saturday detention.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
So we catch the bus or the train in, then quickly throw our school clothes on and sit in school on a Saturday. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. But yeah,
Was
I just
it-
didn't want to. I knew I had this mindset of I'm going to go out and start work straight away. I had friends that I knew that were going to go to year 11 and 12 and still do an apprenticeship, and I thought I'm 2 years ahead of you straight away.
Yeah.
So it was always just get out and start working.
Did that I guess when you got asked to come back, what was that like? Was that a hard experience, or were you just like, oh fuck it,
Fuck it.
straight into the workforce?
Yeah,
Did you have a chip on your shoulder, like I've got something to prove because I got asked
Little
not
bit.
to come back?
Little bit.
Good question.
I was sort of expecting the ask not to come back thing because I was being a little bit of a rat bag in the final year of school.
Yeah.
But I sort of had that mindset. I didn't care.
Yeah,
If I could have finished halfway through year 10 and started working, I probably would have.
Yeah. Okay.
I just had that drive to be out there working, trying to make some money, buying some toys, some new shoes, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and then you finish your apprenticeship, and then you've obviously. So what's the name of your company?
Boylston.
Boylston Group?
Boylston Group, yep. We mainly concentrate on like commercial, industrial type builds. We do a lot for councils.
Okay.
A little bit of the Department of Defence work, all that sort of stuff. I try and steer away from the residential. It's a bit of a...
Yeah. Okay.
I just don't like it. It's a bit of a Cowboys game.
And do you have a big team with you, Max?
I think now there's about 12 of us.
12 full time.
Full time, yeah.
Wow.
So couple of part time. Like our accounts lady at the moment is part time.
Yep.
But next year, hoping for another bigger year, grow that a little bit more.
Nice.
And how long have you guys been officially, a business collectively? After you finished your apprenticeship, you worked under someone for a little bit and then went and opened your own business?
Yeah, I got let down a couple of times. So I finished my apprenticeship and worked for a big construction company, Thompson Building. They had an office in New South Wales and in Queensland.
Yeah.
Used to do targets, Coles, all that sort of stuff. Thought I was going to be there forever. Moved into the office, doing a bit of safety, project management, was loving it. And then the business got shut down. And his son, a good friend of mine, Nick Thompson, shout out Nick if you're listening.
Send it to him.
Send him the link.
He sort of took over his dad's business, sort of got rid of everyone, kept a couple of us off, a couple of us on, and then that sort of fizzled out as well. So I just got sick of getting let down, so took the reins myself and thought, just go out and do it yourself.
So that was what that was about, right? Like when you say you're sick of getting let down, that must have been something that it sounds like propelled you on to start your own business.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Because did you think you had a good thing going with these Thompson guys?
Yeah, I did. Well, it was good. It was a good team. They were a big company, well established. I was flying up to Queensland once a month to look at the jobs up there.
And you're a young guy too,
young.
so you were thinking,
young,
fuck, this is pretty hectic. Like, I'll go places.
My
with
boss
these
lost the owner of the business lost his license, so I was driving around his BMW M3. I'd pick him up in the morning, so I was this sort of 20-year-old guy in this flash car and wearing my nice office clothes.
And how old are you now, Max?
I'm 34. I might be 35.
What
year were you born?
89.
89.
Bring up the birth certificate, Jamie.
Yeah, so you'll be 34. 34.
There you go.
Yeah,
34.
34. Yeah, so what was that first sort of year like when you stepped out? I mean, obviously sort of thinking that, I'm going to go and do this thing now. I want to not be let down. So tell us about that sort of first year and how that panned out for you.
So just started subcontracting to different builders.
The vape, yeah.
I'm not, I wouldn't call myself a gun carpenter.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like compared to other chippies out there, I was so nervous going. Like I was turning up to building sites and the builder would be like, "Oh, we need to do this and this and this and this," and I'm like, "Fuck, I've got no idea how to do this. I'm gonna struggle, and it would take me twice as long and have to fix stuff." But it was all just stepping stones.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm interested in more than anything. So, like, you've seen to build a business now. You've got 12 people with you. Full-time staff. You've got a lot going on. A lot of contracts. You're always quite busy. I've seen some of the projects you do. Like amazing work. Apart from the carpentry side as well. Like, how did you, I guess, go on to like learn how to run a business? Because I can imagine like someone like yourself who's obviously started a business and has at least achieve some level of success or quite a level of success. You don't need to be the best carpenter, but how did you then transition into actually learning, the scope of running a business?
I think it just sort of came, it slowly built over time. Like we had a couple of subcontractor guys that were sort of full time. Then we needed labourers. It's all about just people managing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm good at people managing. I'm a better people manager than a carpenter. Like even when I go to sites now, all the boys that work for us are carpenters or site managers. And if I start talking carpentry to them, they sort of just kick me off.
Yeah.
Get back to the last time, we're doing a renovation at my mum's house actually, and jumped on the tools with the boys, put a nail straight through my hand.
Wow.
Go back to the office, Max. But it's sort of just built over time. I've got a business partner, Mitchell Clough. He's a great Staines
Hold
boy.
on. Mitch, is he also in Pork Crackle? No.
No, that's
sorry, different guy.
Pork
My
Crackle
bad.
is Blake
Okay,
Ferguson.
Blake. My bad. Sorry,
Not
Blake.
the footy player, Blake.
Fergo?
Fergo, yeah.
Yeah,
Fergo.
nice.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, we sort of just kept building, tackling the bigger jobs, wanting to grow more, taking on bigger projects.
Yeah.
We've got such a good team now. Like everyone does everything sort of for me. Everyone's so good.
Delegation,
and
eh?
Yeah.
How long have you had the business for now? How long has it been building for?
I had my first partnership business with Mitch. We started that in 2014. That was Match Built. It was so hard to come up with a name, but Mitch and Max.
So I see.
Right.
So it became Match Built, and then a few years into that, I decided I wanted to start doing some property developing with my dad. So I branched off and started Boylston. We've done a duplex. We had a few more in the pipeline, but they sort of fizzled out.
Yeah.
So then fast forward a couple of years later, me and Mitch are back together.
Yeah.
Tackling these larger jobs. I don't think I'd be able to do it by myself.
Yeah.
Especially like the size of the projects that we're doing and the amount of work that we're doing. It's hard. Especially got the work balance life going well with I can go away. Mitch will look after things. Mitch goes away.
that's good.
Also must be just good to like have, you know, I think, well, actually, the one thing I wanted to mention before I go into that, but you mentioned before, you know, you're not the best carpenter and, you know, it's interesting, right? Because there's a lot of people that are really, really strong individual contributors, or like, you know, they're good at their trade.
Yep.
You know, I'm a great carpenter.
Yep.
But what's interesting about those people is often those people find it the hardest to let go, and therefore maybe get stuck in the rut of like, I actually can't build a business because I don't feel comfortable stepping away because no one can do this as good as I can do it.
Different skill set.
Yeah,
as well.
so I wonder if
Totally
that's
different
almost
skill
like a blessing in disguise that you go, well, you know,
I think a little bit it
there's
was.
people that's better than me, you know?
Yeah. No, I acknowledge I got guys that work for me that are tenfold better than me at carpentry.
Let's say you run a business, isn't it? You get people better than you and to run it, and you just delegate.
Surround
That's
yourself
really
with
the
a good
best.
crew,
And,
and the rest sorts itself out, really.
And you
Nice,
know, you're
Maxy.
saying, you know, obviously with Mitch, and you know, I think this is another thing. Like, I think coming up and, you know, trying to make something of yourself, everyone tries to kind of. I don't think everyone always tries to go it alone, but I think a lot of people do. But I think one of the things I think I've become a lot more open to in the last, you know, even like 6 months when it comes to like thinking about property and stuff like that, is like having someone like the excitement and I guess just how great it feels to have someone else along for the ride. Not only to share things like, not only fundamentally to share things like risk, but I just share in the wins together to be able to share workload and stuff like that.
That's good. Yeah, we got like I go home and try and talk to my wife Alana about it. So, she doesn't really care. She doesn't just as long as there's money in the account.
That
she knows what's going on.
How did you and your business partner like connect?
Yeah.
Like, were you friends before?
So we've been
work
friends
together, or
we work together. We've been friends since we were young, like in teens. So
oh wow, yeah.
Mitch is one of my best mates. Taylor, it's his older brother.
Okay.
Oh,
So we've always been this inner circle of us young guys hanging out with the older boys when we're growing up, getting up to no good, following them around. And then my last year of my apprenticeship, I did with Mitch. He lost his license.
Oh, yeah.
So I was driving his car around for him, did my 4th year of my apprenticeship with him. And then he was already subbing to builders, so I sort of jumped in with him, then broke away and started doing some stuff by myself. But we've always sort of been together in some aspect.
And your missus was
good.
with you from the start of the journey, so she's seen your come up, obviously. So you've gone from rat bag dropout to no good to getting kicked off multiple job sites and multiple different jobs to losing jobs, to losing money, to learning, and then and now you're at the place. You know, it's like you've gone through sort of, you know, this 15-year journey of getting to the point where you are right now.
Like a caterpillar to a butterfly.
That's right. 100%.
It's been a journey.
And your missus has been with you since day dot. Like, when did you sort of get married, and what's the story there? Fill us in with your love life, Maxy.
Oh, I'm going to get in trouble. I don't know when we got married.
How many years have you been married, surely?
Funny enough, so I went to Mars and Catherine Macaulay's the school next door.
Oh.
So Alana went to Catherine Macaulay. Didn't know each other.
Oh, no way.
No, we met at schoolies.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Not Queensland,
no.
not Queensland, Central
Terrigal.
Coast.
Oh, Terrigal schoolies.
Why do I feel like
schools.
Terrigal was actually like low key kind of more fucked up than it is in the Gold Coast? You know what I
Nah,
mean?
it's not.
It's not.
It's
You know
not.
what
I went
happens?
to both.
All the Lebos, like their parents are too strict, so they wouldn't let them go to the Gold Coast,
exactly.
so they go to Terrigal instead.
And especially like all the Lebo girls that wanted to go to some sort of party.
Like,
They were
please,
like,
mom,
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
want to go to school. He's like, oh, you go to Terrigal for 2
Yeah,
days.
that's right. That's right. You're an hour away.
Yeah, that's right.
No, but we met up at schoolies, Terrigal. I was working in my apprenticeship at the time, so I was only going up Friday arvo, get plastered the whole weekend, drive back Sunday, and struggle at work for 3 days, and then do it all again the next week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How long have I been married?
Come on, Maxy.
Technical difficulties.
No, she's gonna watch this
Yes.
too. She's gonna see.
Well,
She's
you're gonna be
gonna
in the
listen.
doghouse.
Well, at least we'll know if she watches the whole thing.
I've been
Well,
married
you're
for a few years.
How long?
But
A few.
okay, how long have you been
3
together?
years, 4 years, whatever.
4 years.
How long
Maxi,
you been together?
How long have you been together? When did you get together?
When we're 18.
At schoolies.
Schoolies.
At
And
schoolies, yeah.
From there, okay.
And
yeah.
from there, yeah.
Then married,
Yeah,
what,
wow.
24 maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
So you married your schoolie's sweetheart.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true. So you've been together for about 16 years.
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
I think I've probably been married about 5.
Yeah, okay. That'll do, babe.
Okay, I'm gonna say some years and see if they ring a bell. 2016, 2009.
No way. I don't even remember my wedding. It was a bit of a blur.
Nah, I mean, that's fair enough, though. You know, mine, I remember probably the first half of my wedding.
My second one was better.
Now you're fucked.
Now he's loosened
Now
up
you're
a bit.
fucked.
Now he's
We-
loosened up a bit.
all right, we're looking for an editor to edit our
Look,
podcast.
the most
Thank you.
important thing is that she, out of your circle, is the first person to listen to this,
Oh, she's
and
gonna
not
listen,
someone
sure.
else to tell her. So,
Yeah.
so-
Well, you know what? More importantly than the wedding itself, which of course is like a big milestone in your relationship, and from we've heard nothing but good things. So, what's your wife's name? Alana. If you're listening to this, Maxi always talks very highly of you, and Ari,
does.
and he does. He behind every strong man.
you think she's gonna see? She's gonna see right through that bullshit. You're fucking joking.
what do you
She's
mean?
gonna be like, "What? Who the fuck is this guy?" saying that in the first
behind
place?
every strong man is an even stronger woman. Somebody
Oh
keeps
my
like that.
god, bro!
Look, I do believe that. I do
Let's
believe
clip that out and put that on fucking Instagram.
Oh, you wouldn't agree?
No, I would agree, but you just.
If you didn't have Kristen,
I
you
know,
would
but
have
like, I don't know why. I have to laugh.
You're shoveling more. You're shoveling more.
Yeah.
No, but I think one of the funniest stories that you've ever told me. Max is one of those guys, for those of you who are listening, who's just got some funny fucking
Good
stories.
stories.
Just like got good tales, things that he's done, some things that we all regret. I think that's what was one of the interesting things about getting you on the show, is because I know you've had a bit of life experience. Granted,
Yep.
you are sort of 10 years older than me. I mean, only a year younger than Sean. We've got quite a diverse age group here, but. Take us through to your honeymoon. You mentioned some funny stories when you were in Jamaica, and we're all about the travelling stories.
Jamaica?
Here. Yeah, he went to
Sick.
Jamaica.
Wow.
We had look.
No, man.
My wife planned the honeymoon. It was amazing. I'm not much of a traveller. My wife loves travelling. She sort of got me into it a little bit and dragged me halfway around the world. But Jamaica, I loved. Look, I've got West Indies blood in me.
Oh, what?
Wow.
So
my
you are
Ancestry.com.
white,
You cannot tell, but my grandmother's grandfather
Drop your pants.
was. Yeah, that's where it comes into
Jamaica
play.
has a bobsled team.
So
Kiss my egg.
I kept saying to Alana before we're going, I'm going to finally get to meet some family over there. It's going to be amazing. She's like, do not even bring it up while you're over there. But Jamaica was a cool place. We stepped off the plane, and I smoked at the time.
What, cigarettes?
Cigarettes, yeah,
Oh,
cigarettes.
because Jamaica's known for.
I jumped off the plane and walked out, found a little smoking area, and that's where all the taxis were. And the first thing I asked, you want some ganja, man?
Some
No,
ganja,
no way.
man.
And I'm
How
like,
funny.
no. I'm thinking, fuck, I'm going to get fucking
Is it,
done here.
must be. Is it completely legal over there?
Well, apparently,
They just
so
do it, I
the
think.
driver that we had told us it's not legal. I don't know. He said if they want to get you in trouble, they can, but
Yeah,
they don't.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They probably do it as well.
Decriminalised.
They probably do, yeah.
Decriminalised.
So, decriminalised, I think. I could be wrong. But then, so we got our bags, we got our driver, and we're driving down. I think we had like a 2-hour drive to the resort. And the driver's like, oh, you want some ganja, man? Yeah, all right. We'll get,
Yes,
looked at
I do.
Alana, I said, yeah, I'll get some. When in Rome. And
You're in Jamaica, but okay.
so we're driving
It's right
down the
there.
highway. We're doing like 140 k's an hour, and this driver just completely stops in the middle of the road. Another car comes on the highway, throws an envelope straight through the window, and the guy goes, "Here, go."
No
there's
way.
your
Oh,
weed."
wow.
Oh, I was like, "Oh wow!" Opened it up. It was so much, man. Oh, whatever. So then we get to the resort. The guy grabs our bags, carries them upstairs, gave him a tip. He says, "Hey man, you want some ganja?" I said, "Oh, we've actually already got some, but thank you." He goes, "Do you want me to roll you some joints, man?" That's done.
Please do.
So
Wow.
please do. So I rolled us some joints, and then I just left him in the room. So we went down to the beach. Everyone's on the day beds and everything. It's like cigarettes. Everyone's just smoking weed. The guy at the bar went and ordered a drink. He had a chopping board. He's chopping up.
No
people's-
fucking way.
He's not chopping out lemons for the Coronas.
Yeah,
He's
no,
chopping
no,
out
chopping
ganja.
up the weed.
Fuck, so he's just chopping it on the
Chopping
bar.
on the thing, rolling
Wow.
the joints,
Holy
and then
shit.
The dropouts go to West Indies.
so
It
I
must
went.
be the slowest paced fucking country in the world, bro.
Bro, the
Relax,
happiest place.
man.
They'll be relaxed.
Yeah, they're
Happy
relaxed.
as-
Me and JP would
What's
love
the
it. We
fuck?
fucking rock up late everywhere anyway.
We'll be early.
You'll be the first one.
We'll be early.
You'll be the
What
first
the
ones there.
fuck?
I got a booking at 7 o'clock for this show. Yeah, man, we'll be there in a second. man.
So we went. I went. All right, we'll go back to the room. We'll get one. So I'm smoking. This guy rolled these big trumpets. So I went back up to the room. Finally got one. We smoked it. I'm not a weed smoker.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was off my head.
Yeah.
It was
Fried.
like
Glazed.
So me and my wife,
Paralysed.
I was paralyzed. We went into the water. We went for well, let's go for a swim. We've got to get out of here. And we're walking down to the water, and it was like we looked at each other and like, how long have we been walking for? It was so bad. So we finally get into the water, and we just got our chins in the water, and we're just silent. And then I look at my wife again. I'm like, can you hear like a rave music? She's like, yeah, I can. I said, where's it coming from? She's like, I don't know. There was no rave music. It's all like bomber cladding things going off everywhere.
That's
So I
some good weed, man.
I said, I gotta go. We gotta go. So we went up to the room. We landed in the room. I think 4 banana splits or chocolate sundae. Got room service.
You're hungry.
And that was it. I didn't touch it again for the whole trip, man. It was bad. But you'd wake up in the morning, go out for a cigarette on the balcony, and all it was just weed growing. There was weed growing in the hotel car park, in like with those flowers and everything.
Yeah,
Wow.
you know what? It's part of their their
Yes.
Rastafarian culture.
Yeah.
They essentially worship like the weed. Yeah, the ganja, man.
ganja.
But they are very relaxed people as well. I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably natural, but that probably plays a bit
I
of a
can't
part.
believe how like nailed the stereotype is. Like, you know, when you just think, oh, I'll go to Jamaica, it probably won't be as like milked as I think it'll be.
Yeah.
And like they're growing it in the car park.
Yeah.
It's so funny,
growing in the
but
As soon as you step off the plane, weed.
Yeah,
weed.
weed everywhere. They were on the beach. They had like, you know, your kebab skewers that you see at like the shops. They had kebab skewers. These guys walking. They had them in each finger, and it was just buds piled up. And they just walking
Bro,
down the beach.
come on, bro.
And balancing on top of their head like a massive clear plastic bag, just full away, like huge.
By the
like
sound of it,
garbage
they're
bag.
cooking with this, bro. Because you said they got it on a chopping board. They're chopping up weed like it's fucking
It's
lemons for the
everywhere.
Coronas.
It was a bit full on, but it's good. Enjoy the trip.
Yeah, they don't put time leaves in your meals. They put
literally.
marijuana.
Yeah, literally.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no. Oh no, I was going to say like obviously, so weed not much of a vice, not much of a vice for you, but
Nah.
I was going to obviously we always talk to you about your escapades during the week, so I was going to kind of transition into talking a little bit about pork crackle hunting and a bit about the
definitely.
hunting piece. I mean for those of you that don't know, Maxy's an avid hunter of, I don't want to say pigs, it just sounds very vulgar, but
But
it's
you are, that's what he is.
boars. Are they boars? How do you actually?
Yeah, what
are they
describe-
boars or
describe
pigs?
them?
What are the differences?
Yeah, the male pig is the boar,
Oh,
and the female is the sow.
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 Sow, S-O-W.
S-O-W.
Sow.
So not pink pigs.
Like
I'm not
saw-
thinking
they're
like
not pink
No,
pigs,
no. Like
No.
fur with fur on them, like Asterix and Obelix.
Not like
balls
Porky
and
Pig
like-
off fucking
Yeah.
Not Peppa
Looney
Pig.
Not
Tunes.
Pepper, definitely
Oh,
not
Pepper,
Pepper.
yeah.
Definitely not
So how
Peppa
did you? When was
Yeah.
it? How did you get into it? When was your
Yeah.
first hunting trip? Tell us about that.
My first hunting trip was with my grandfather. He's a bit of a country boy. He used to ride a horse to school, all that sort of stuff when I was 11 or 12. We went out to Tamworth, done a bit of hunting with guns and sort of got the bug. Loved
Yeah.
it.
Sick.
Then I started shooting.
How old were you when?
11 or 12, I think.
Wow, so young. Okay.
And then I think I started shooting competition when I was
comp.
15 or 16. Started shooting
Comp?
Yeah, started doing comp.
So at that point, when you were hunting with your grandfather, you were shooting. This was like hunting with guns.
This was hunting with
Yeah.
guns, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, so that was sort of my first hunting experience. And then as I got a little bit older, one of the boys had a farm out at Coolabah, which is like 8 hours away, middle of nowhere.
Not Marylands. No.
Not Mary. I was going to say Coolabah Hotel.
There's a few pigs rolling around there.
That's a story for another time.
Oh yeah. So like, is that your first instance of pig hunting?
Yeah, I didn't do, with my grandfather. It was just all like roo shooting and
Yeah, I was talking about the Coolabah.
Coolabah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The pub. he's
Pig
married.
hunting,
He's
whale,
married.
whale, we did a bit of fishing, went whale fishing.
Anyway, so go on. So Coolabah. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, started getting into the pig hunting out there. Then yeah, still had the bug. Started buying more guns, loading all my own bullets and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. Really got into it, and then I went down to on the Hay Plains, which is 8 hours south, and went out with some guys that had dogs, and just went, "This is sick."
Yeah, and so these guys took you out with dogs for the first time,
First
and you were like,
time.
"Where are the guns?" And they're like, "Nah, no guns,
No guns,
today,
no
brother."
guns, knife on the hip, dogs
Wow.
do all the work.
That's
and then,
primitive.
at
No
night
dogs.
time-
You just go and fucking you
So
just
the
stab
dogs,
them.
so the
Catch
dogs
'em.
will go. You just be driving along in the bush or whatever, and the dogs will pick up a bit of a scent, and they'll jump and they'll go. We've got trackers, and then they could go for a kilometre, 2 kilometres. You just gotta. They'll go until they pull the pig
And
up.
you're driving or you're
We're driving.
sprinting
We're
afterwards?
driving,
Okay.
and then you'll get to a point where you can't drive anymore, and you got to run.
Do you set the dogs on a trail? Like, when you like they're in the cage or whatever, you let them out. Do they just you let them roam?
Run us through the process. For
Yeah,
those
yeah.
who've never heard of this, I've been pigging once,
Yep.
and it was scary as fuck. But like, run us through the process. So you jump in, you load everything up,
Load everything
go.
up, load
What
up
do
the
you-
beers, load
Yeah.
up the
Load
dogs.
up the beers.
So the dogs have all got, you've got different types of dogs. You've got, so you'll have your dogs that are really good on the nose that'll find the pigs. You'll have like a secondary dog that'll follow your main dog. So your main dog does most of the work. And then you got your big bruisers that are called luggers.
The luggers.
The luggers, they're your big bullfed dogs that'll do the damage to the pig.
And what type of dogs are these? Like Rottweilers or like what?
Nah, there's I've got So my main girl, she's a Great Dane Bull Arab cross Catahoula.
Wow. Gee.
Catahoulas, it's an American breed. They breed them for hunting mountain lions in America.
Mountain lions.
Yeah, in America
even
they
know
have
I had
like
those.
20 in a pack, and they'll just all bunch up around this mountain lion.
And do you keep your dog just at home, just hanging out, or
Trust her more than the guy that's got the little stuffy that sits on his lap.
Wow.
She's so well trained. She's had
Have to be,
years and years and years of training. Going
not
into
dangerous
her.
around humans?
Training
dangerous.
before you had her?
No,
Was she?
I got her as a pup, trained her up.
Okay.
Like
And who does this training?
they learn off the other dogs, and then like you've obviously got to discipline them when you're out in the field as well. So if they see a kangaroo and they want to chase it,
Yeah.
you got to give them a bit of a no, not
Yeah.
allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Not allowed to have zapping collars in New South Wales, but
You have them anyway.
some people do.
Some people.
Some people. Look, Queensland let it because they got crocs up there. So if you
Yeah,
want your
okay.
dog back away from the croc, you got to give it a zap.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
true.
And some guys put them on the
balls.
male dog's balls.
Wow.
Oh, jeez, bro.
Because
That's
a
fucking...
few guys up in Queensland losing
Ooh.
dogs to crocodiles, which
Oh,
is not
gee.
nice.
Yeah, fuck.
But yeah, we'll set up. We'll put the dog's plates on, put the tracking collars on,
The plates are there to protect the dog.
protect them
From what?
From the balls.
balls,
They got
horns.
big long tusks,
Tusks.
that come out of their mouth. They do some damage. We've had some horrible stories with.
Yeah, have you seen any
Yeah.
dogs lose their lives from the pig fighting back? Because I've heard the pigs, they're fucking...
Don't.
They do that. That's how they sound, Sean.
Yeah, that's
Bro,
how
that
they
was
sound.
you nailed that.
you
but
pick-
that was disgusting.
Look, you know it's
Nailed it.
I know.
You'll know it's a big ball
horrible.
if you can hear your dogs fighting and there's no sound.
Yeah.
So the
fun.
big balls will just sort of grunt a little bit and just punch on,
Yeah.
like that.
You're just as filthy as I ever imagined you'd be.
Thank you.
Not you, Maxie.
I've personally never seen a dog pass away. We've had some very close encounters over the years with dogs losing a lot of blood or really getting.
Close.
Did your girl
Really
get hurt?
Yeah, you
My
showed
girl's
us a
been
couple of
hurt
months
yeah.
ago.
Yeah. Showed us a
She's
photo.
had she's always got a protective plate on, always
Yeah.
run her in a plate. But
The
accidents
plate is
still happen.
positioned where? Over
Yeah,
the
that's
heart?
right.
So it'll go up her chest, her legs go through. It's got a collar, it's got like a neck piece that comes up under her chin.
Yeah.
And then it's got straps that go over her back. So
Okay.
it sort of
Wow.
protects her underbelly, protects her neck, and sort of punches from the side. Because they'll grab the pig on the ears and the pig will just be
Shaking.
biting them and essentially trying to stab them, stab.
Wow.
So yeah, she's had her throat slit pretty bad. The pig got underneath the chest plate and lost a lot of blood. Thought we were going to lose her then.
So what were you literally like? How did you?
I'm a
you
vet.
wrap something around her? You wrap your hand around her neck,
Nah,
or what are you doing?
So we've got dog first aid kits. They always travel with you. We've got tampons in there, like try and clot
Yeah,
blood.
yeah.
Clot the
Wow.
blood.
But we'll get like I've got a tub of Vaseline. You just smear Vaseline in there, bandage it up, and
So
then
is it
we've
often
got.
it's punctures, right? We're talking.
No, this was a slice. So the pig will get its tusk in and then shake its head, and
far out.
yeah, it's
That's
pretty
nasty.
brutal.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Their photo was brutal.
And
That
then
was-
she had another
Yeah.
one. Yeah, she got a big gash up there and about 8 puncture wounds. So I think she had about 20 stitches there. But
Wow.
and at that point, are you sacking the pig? You're just there. You're like don't worry about the fucking pig. Like
no,
dogs
well,
bleeding out.
you got to get they'll fight to the death.
The dogs will
The
just
dogs.
keep
Yeah,
going.
Keep going.
And
Blood
they
coming
don't
out.
feel. They don't probably feel anything. At
Dogs
that
will
point.
Adrenaline, yeah.
even like dogs will run themselves to death out in the
Yeah,
field as
that's
well.
right.
They'll
Wow,
just
bro.
keep on that. They've got that drive and that determination just to keep on going.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to give them a rest.
So just
and
trying to
catch
understand
them
this a
all up.
little bit better. You mentioned there's different types of dogs. You go out with two mates, right?
Yeah, or I go. Well, one mate he's moved down to Victoria, so it's just me and one mate.
And that you guys both have your own dogs.
Yeah, I've gone from 3 dogs to 1
Okay.
in a year. So 2 had to get put down, not from pig relating stuff.
Oh.
Just
Okay.
not
Thankfully.
getting old, just heart problems,
Right.
brain problems.
And this dog, would you prefer now, like after all your experience, to have one like just bull terrier type animal type dog rather than those other smaller type of dogs you
No,
said?
you need a mixture
Okay.
in your pack. So
Yeah. So what's that process, Max? Like you've got the first one that goes in, then the other 2, and then the big balls.
yeah, the big
big-
so your main dog will jump off, and you usually have 1 or 2 that'll follow it. So there's usually 2 or 3 running around in the bush. So
Let's
you're
role play. JP,
Yeah.
like jump on your for a second.
Bro,
So
you
you're
would
just-
be perfectly suited. You can be the boar. I'll bite your fucking neck.
So you just watch on the track. Once they jump, they just disappear.
Yeah.
They're gone into the bush. So we turn the car off, or if we see they're on the tracker, they're going that way, we'll just drive along slowly. And then the tracker will notify us when they're all the dogs are right beside each other, and if they're barking.
Wow.
So this tracker, like, what was it? Infrared? Like, how does it work? Sound, like movement?
GPS tracker?
So yeah, GPS tracker. It's Garmin. Shout out Garmin.
Oh, so this
if
just
you
tracks
wanna-
the dogs themselves.
Yeah, so they've got a big collar with an aerial on it.
Oh, wow.
And I've got a handheld piece that shows me where the dogs are going.
Covert ops.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. But back in the day, they used to have to walk around with an aerial, and it used to like have to pick up where the dog was.
Oh, shit.
It was hard.
I love technology. See how things have gotten
Technology's
better?
great. You can get your Garmin watch now and have your dogs on your watch.
Wow.
So yeah, it's really good.
And
But
how-
those dogs will go. They'll either get the pig or not get the pig, and then we'll either get to them, see the pig. If it's a big boy, let a couple more dogs out. Try and be as humane as possible.
That's like the the functionality, and we've talked about like how it's actually done, but like getting to the crux of it, like what do you get out of going and hunting pigs? Why do you do it? Is it a thrill? Is it adrenaline?
Primal.
Is it a junkie thing? Like what is it? What do you just love seeing the blood come out? Like run me through your brain on this, because for a lot of people they might think that's insane, but Personally, I don't think it's something that I would love and have a thrill for, but why do you do it? And I'm interested.
I think I get a real big dopamine hit from it.
Yeah.
And it's become such a relationship with the dogs. So I'll take a couple of mates out, and all they want to be the guy that stabs the pig with a knife. I couldn't care less.
Okay.
For me, it's seeing the dogs work and then catch that pig. If I let that pig go, wouldn't faze me. Go off, grow, get bigger.
Yep.
My job's done.
You got the dog.
The team did the job.
Yeah.
So that's what it is for me.
And the dogs must froth it too. That must be.
Oh, they'll love it.
Do they-
she
if you
back
don't take them
just
out for a
going
while, do they
mad?
just like go nuts?
Go nuts.
Really?
Yeah, I've got her. So
How
I've
do you
been
kn-
running in the arvos, not for myself.
For the
I've been
dogs.
trying to get dogs fit.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Because they'll do I was away 2 weeks ago, and I think the dogs did in one afternoon, we just went down for a quick one down to Goulburn. I think they did 20 or 30 Ks.
Wow, bro.
And that's in mountains, that's up and down.
And then they're in the
Is
backyard.
she dangerous
for
around
And
other
they love
dogs?
it, bro.
No, she's pretty good around
Love
other
it.
dogs.
If you took her to a dog park, like how big is she roughly?
She's about 35, 40 kilos. She's
Oh,
not
yeah,
a small
that's-
dog.
Okay.
That's big.
Yeah, the other dog we had, Brian, he was...
Brian.
That's a human. That's a human name.
Family Guy.
You can't call a dog Brian.
We gave,
Stewie
him,
Life of Brian.
we gave him a people name. He was 60 kilos.
Wow.
So he was the
that's
big...
massive.
He
Guys,
was the big
as if
bopper.
that's
Brian
huge.
is out there hunting pigs.
Brian's
Brian.
out there.
Yeah.
Brian.
Think
what
about
a
60
name.
kilos. Like we done 60 kilo snatches this morning. Like imagine.
So
like,
my
That's
dog's
heavy.
35. Billy's 35, and he's pretty big.
fuck, Billy's a big dog then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
60
40,
kilos
60
big.
kilos, bro, that's massive.
So he can't run all day, so he'll stay in the cage, get a good pig, you let the big guy out.
Yeah.
And are they? So they're not. A lot of people get their dog desexed. Like these, are they just full of fucking testosterone? Or
Mine were all desexed.
so
my
they
mate
don't
Blake,
lose their
They
grunt if they
drive.
get
They
No,
do stay a
some.
little bit, especially with the males. They lose a little bit of that.
grunt.
Yeah.
But surely when they're in the hunter, it's just
When they're in the hunt,
when they're like in their zone.
Yeah,
So
but
what,
your
like-
main one's a female dog anyway, right?
she's a female. I just didn't want pups. I got my mate Blake, who I go with. He's had a couple of litters of pups, and I just can't bother dealing with it.
Yeah, okay.
What was it like your first time hunting? Like going back to when you were young, like what was that experience like to have hold that gun as a kid? It
was great.
Because that's obviously how you've become,
Yeah.
hunting now. Like
Yeah.
because you did it when you were a kid.
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
that would have been full on.
The first gun I shot, my grandfather gave me a double barrel 12 gauge shotgun.
Oh, you-
Put it on your shoulder.
that sounds hectic.
And it almost blew my shoulder off. I started crying.
Oh, a recoil would have cooked on that.
So then everyone had a laugh. All the farmers and everyone had a bit of a laugh. So that was the joke for me. And then got the little 22, and we're going out rabbit shooting and all that sort of stuff. I just loved it. Loved being out on the back of the ute in the bush. It was
Yeah.
good.
Blows
Cooking
like
on
a
the
12
fire.
gauge shotty. Run with me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hail
Mary. Yeah, Mary. Oh, goddamn.
So that could be what really drives you now as well. That just having from that youngster, that young Maxy going through that process. It's like becoming a man type thing. Like
It
you're
is.
strong
It
down,
was a little bit
that
like
whole
that.
primal type of thing.
More, the one thing that's probably been on my mind the most is: do you think you're well prepared for like a zombie apocalypse now?
Ready to
True,
go.
Do you know what I mean? Like of all, if that were to happen, would you feel like you'd be relatively well equipped?
Funny enough, my wife said to me the other day, if the zombie apocalypse was to happen,
No way.
who would you pick to come with you?
Oh, is it like
Dropouts, baby.
probably Mitch?
Brian.
Brian, R.I.P. Brian. Brian's gone.
Rest in peace, Brian. We love you, Brian.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, okay.
So does your missus,
Has she been?
Does she, hang on, number one, has she been with you? Number two, does she love hunting? Or is it number three, is it more just like, get the fuck out of the house? I know you love doing
your
this.
hobby,
It's your
it's
hobby.
your
Go,
thing.
Go and get your dick wet and like you know, kind of, no, like that. Go and get your shit done. Go and let it go. You look confused. Do you want me to fucking spell it out for you?
We're talking about hunting. You mentioned getting your willy
Well,
wet.
It's a figure of speech,
Blake
bro.
share
Just
a
like when in
swag.
Rome, doesn't have to say the
Are you trying to like
place.
dip your toe in? Is that like it's
No. That's absolutely
Get
not
your
what I'm saying.
testosterone release.
Yeah.
Right,
So he got it.
She
So Alana,
she doesn't like it, I wouldn't say, but she's come around to a lot more. Like before, used to get a really good pig, and I want to share it. I'd send it to my dad, I'd send it to my sister, my brother. I used to show Alana when I got home. She couldn't look at it.
Yeah.
But now she's become more desensitized.
Yeah,
She's
get used to it,
desensitized big time.
She gets a sick
She's
thrill
like,
out of it now. My man's a hunter.
Yeah.
100%.
She surely she'd have like a little bit of like my husband like he hunts, stabs pigs.
Well, she understands how much it means to me and how much I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if she'd ever.
Come with you.
She's never
Look, she'll come. She's a bit of a princess.
Hunting.
She would come to the farm if it was like 5-star house.
like glamping.
Proper
Glamping,
Lebo
glamping.
spanking.
Yeah.
Proper Lebo spanking.
I
I get
you're
you,
dating
man. I
on
get you.
Lebo.
But I'm like, I'm sleeping in a
You keep
swag
forgetting
on the
his
side
wife's
of the hill.
Lebanese, eh?
Yeah.
So does she cook Lebanese food at home?
Yes.
So like, what's your favorite Lebo food? Sorry, just segueing just for a second.
Why
Just
not?
'cause
Why
I'm
not?
interested because I haven't met many,
Look, I did
Wait,
go-
wait,
I've been in-
just before speaking of food. So when I think people will be interested to know.
Yeah, do you eat-
are these pigs just like
Edible.
Is it all just always just a one? Are they? I don't want to say. I don't want to allude to the fact are they pests or anything like that. But I mean, is there any benefit? I guess
killing them.
greater good to killing them at all in terms
They
of like
are-
harvesting them or pests or whatever.
They are a pest. That you can sell them. There's a bit of a process. It's called boxing. So you take them to the boxes. You've got a it's like the chiller rooms where they buy pork.
Okay. Yeah,
But
yeah.
you've got there's a whole process.
Like an abattoir, so-
Yeah,
So
like
do you just leave him for dead after that?
leave them for dead.
So, but you can't eat them.
You can
if
eat
you do
them.
this boxing.
If you do the boxing,
Have you ever?
Right.
I've never. I've eaten the pigs.
Is it like the bacon that we cook on the stove or not like that?
very gamey?
Very tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just that the
And
game is the
I'm
worst.
no master chef either, so I'm
Yeah.
sort of,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
a butcher. I'm butchering it, but
Do you come back and you see the carcasses just there, or like what happens to them?
No, other animals will come
Anyone
eat
feed
them.
on them? Yeah.
they're usually gone by the next time we get back. There might be a couple of bones scattered around, and
Wow.
usually the hair, like the leather, will still be there.
So the animals are
Mate,
coming and
you're
feasting on
contributing to the
carcass.
circle of life.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
continuing. to say that.
Circle of
Can you tell
life.
us how? Okay, so when the dogs get the pig,
Yep.
what is your job from there? Like, let's go through that whole
Yeah.
the knife and
And who lets the
what
dogs
happens. What happens? That was good, JP.
Sorry.
That was good, JP. Who let the dogs out? That was good.
So the dogs will run freely on the back of the ute.
Yep.
And then you might keep a couple locked up in the back cage. So the dogs will just do their thing out there. They'll be punching on, and then if they need help, let the other dogs out. If they're fine, and you can get out and dispatch of the pig,
The
then you do it.
carcass.
Yeah, get out. So you grab
Yeah.
the back. So the dogs tend to hold the pig on its ears. Some guys, well, it's a bit frowned upon, but some guys in the sport will get a really good pig, chop its ears off, and chop its tail off, and let the pig go.
Wow.
Why would they do that though? That's a dog.
And they will
That's
also
dog.
chop out the boar's testicles.
Oh, wow.
That's like when the
So-
shark
Is
hunters,
that like
bro?
a trophy thing
It's
or
called,
something? Or?
so then that boar will grow because they're storing their testosterone. They're called a barra because they're, I don't know if it's a barra like the fish or it's barra because they're barren because they can't reproduce, but they will get massive. So when you hear of these guys catching like 150 kilo pigs, that's these big ones that have had that happen to
Why
them.
does
Wow.
that make them go bigger?
They hold their testosterone so much.
Oh.
Instead of it going to their ears and their tail.
No, so
No,
then
no, they
the
cut the
dogs,
nuts off.
Oh, they cut the
there's-
nuts off, right?
Cut the nuts, the ears, and the tail. So the dogs will either hold it by the ears.
Yeah.
Some dogs will grab it by the arse or the tail, or the nuts. And it's almost impossible to catch. If the dogs can't grab onto it and
Yeah.
hold it, the pig will just keep going, keep going.
What's
going.
the biggest pig you've seen?
biggest pig I've seen?
Hunting.
Hunted, yeah.
Hunted.
There's
Yeah,
a
let's
rule.
clarify.
There's a rule called "Don't weigh it, don't say it."
Oh.
But the biggest boar we've personally got is 105 kilos.
Wow.
I've seen probably the 130, 140 kilo mark.
Whoa.
Fuck. They're scary.
Have any of them ever run at you guys?
Oh
And-
yeah.
Oh
That's
my
some-
God,
Well,
that's
they just
terrifying.
ignore the dogs and they're like, I'm
What's
coming
the
for you.
scariest story that you can like sort of like recollect here?
So I was out at Coonabarra Brand. We got onto this. It was about a 92, 95 kilo ball. We weighed it. We had one. So my dog Missy was up in the mountain on a pig by herself, and then one of the other boys' dogs was on this big ball down in this gully. So there was a couple of guys up in the mountain with my dog, and I'm screaming at. So this poor dog's it's fighting, like exhausted, big chase, and the pig's just going mental. And I'm screaming, get Missy down here, get Missy down here. So then Missy finally came. We had 2 dogs on this one big pig, and it was the crankiest, scariest pig I've ever had. The dogs just couldn't get a hold of it, and it just kept like flicking the dogs off, and then it would charge us. So then one of us would sneak around the back, try and come from behind and grab its leg, because that's how once you've got the dog's leg or the pig's leg or its tail, it can't go anywhere.
Oh, you're kidding.
Once you grab its tail.
Once you grab its tail or its back leg, it can be 200 kilo pig.
The tail even.
The tail, yeah.
Just steer a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
You can just where you hold on to it,
Yeah.
and then you get your knife and stab it through the heart. But yeah, this pig put me up a tree probably 4 or 5 times. Probably took like 15 minutes.
That's why you're such a good rope climber.
Well, that's a good question. Like, how long? What's the average time it takes for when a dog gets to a pig? And then, like, what's
10.
that tussle like? How, like, what's? I know it's going to be different, but
It's going to be like we had one the other week, again out at Coonabarra Brand. We seen a pig out in the open with the spotlight, hit the fence straight up a mountain, like a sheer mountain, and couldn't get the buggy in there, so we had to walk up there.
Oh, so you got a buggy?
Yeah, I got a buggy
So hang on.
as
So you
well.
got so many different spots. There's a buggy at each one. Who's the farmers? Do you have access to all of these places? What's the go?
So yeah, we've just made friends with farmers over the year. So I'll load up my buggy, all the hunting gear, put it on the trailer, drive out. I just got sick of smashing my ute around.
So you got a
And
little dune buggy.
So I got a little buggy, yeah,
Man,
little
that's
3-seater
sick.
buggy. It's got dog cages on the back, spotlight on the roof.
Sick.
We
fuck,
just
when
got
are we
a-
going?
Yeah, it's good.
Is
It's
it
good.
literally like
It's good.
those long June buggies, or are they like?
Yeah, it's a 3-seater.
short one.
It's probably, I don't know, maybe 2.5 meters long.
Yeah.
3 meters long.
I've seen Kristen's cousin's got one.
So
Yeah.
that's something
That's
I'd love to do as well. Is like the guests that we have on. Even I mean, eventually once we branch out, we
Get the
want to
GoPro on. And
Yeah, just do
bro,
like
the
some sort of
adventures.
vlog type things, like where we come out and actually see
It's hard work, man.
what it's like.
It's like
Exhausted by the end of it.
exhausted. Like we're up.
But that's hectic.
We'll wake up at dawn or before dawn and get out.
And where you
for a
sleeping?
morning hump on a swag on the ground.
Okay.
And then we're out all night. All
Yeah.
night. Come back, quick nap,
Working.
rest the dogs, back up again, do it all again.
Fuck, let's book it. Could you take people?
Yeah.
So
We're a liability.
So if you take someone, like, what's their role? They're just gonna stand there and watch. They're just gonna what
without-
are we gonna be doing?
I'll stab the pig.
You're just out having fun, getting on the beers, driving around. Like even if
yeah.
we've had trips where we don't get many pigs, well none, they're horrible.
That's
but
the
still
worst.
good to be out. You see,
Yeah, 100%.
seeing everything going on, the dogs
stars.
working, driving around, having some beers in the sun. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But usually the guys that we take out, we give them the knife, and then the dogs will have the pig. So there you go. Get in there.
Ooh, who's gonna do
Get
it?
in there, grab it.
Who's
But
who's?
it's scary at night. You can like the dogs will be in big long grass. You got no idea what you're running into.
yeah,
Like
wow.
you get there and the pig's looking at you and the
Oh,
dog's
fuck,
trying to have it.
bro.
That is scary
Yeah.
as fuck.
Nighttime's crazy. You just don't know what you're up against.
Bro, that's hectic. Far out.
Bro, yeah,
That's
so-
so primal, but it's like so like hunting as a whole. It's crazy.
It's good, man. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, bro.
And
That's
what about Ari? When are you gonna obviously?
You gonna bring him
obviously
along?
he's only 3, but
He's only 3. Yeah.
having the pack.
Like, yeah, Ari,
Bro,
get
you
him
have him
up there.
get a little couple of baby pigs. Actually, funny story. My uncle, so he used to go pigging quite a bit as well with his mates. Got a mate like you yourself, and he ended up purchasing a dog. And this, I don't know, it was Facebook Marketplace or Gumtree, and he was looking for a hunting dog.
Yep.
Well, it was one of the smaller ones. I'm not sure what you said the name was for these smaller dogs, but he was under the impression that this was like meant to be the dog to
The
take
dog.
pigging. Seriously, had such good raps on it. Purchased this dog. It was called Bindi, so already just like a lame name. And like all my uncle's brothers, some other uncles were like, "Bro, what the fuck is this dog? This dog is not gonna get any pigs." He's like, "Shut up, bro. This is gonna be the dog. Come, we'll take it, put it on the back of the trailer." They went out to the bush. And you know when the dog starts smelling, they start like scattering on the cage. Starts scattering on the cage. He's like, "Oh, he's got one. He's got one." He's smelling all around. So they get out, latch off the thing, and this dog just starts running. They chase after the dog, and he finds this little baby piglet that this dog is just like latched onto, and everyone's just giving shit to my uncle. Like, what kind of fucking dog is this?
The dogs. Sometimes our dogs will jump. There'll be a mob of pigs. There'll be 10.
Yeah.
They'll get the small one out of it.
Yeah.
They're still doing their job.
Yeah. Okay.
The dogs
Yeah,
don't have
yeah,
Instagram.
yeah.
They don't want the big pig. They just grab whatever
Take
one
a
they can
photo.
get. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And they latch on and they just latch on and they hold
Holding on,
for
yeah.
whatever long it takes. So once they latch onto the dog, the pig, and they go through that process. So does the pig just sort of give up or just exhaustion?
The pig's fighting.
Still
for
going.
For
And
its
then
life.
you have to go and stab it
Yep.
while it's still fighting.
While it's still fighting.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just got to work in, come around behind them while it's sort of get behind the pig. You don't want to come in head on to him.
Yeah. And what are the dogs like once the pig's down? Once you stab it, once the pig's down, what are the dogs like then? Are they just sort of like?
They'll still give it a bit of. They'll still be having a
Bit
bit
of a
of a
tug?
tussle while it's laying there. So
Yeah.
we usually try and get the dogs off. Some dogs will claim that kill as their own. They get
wow.
a little bit aggressive
To the
towards
other
their
Territorial.
dogs.
dogs.
Oh,
Territorial.
wow.
So as soon as that happens, it's really bad when you're trying to train a pup because then they're like, "Whoa, why am I getting in trouble for?"
Yeah, true.
So any dog does that, straight back on the back of the ute, lock them up. You're in timeout. But
Wow.
they'll just lay
Pavlov's
there.
theory.
They'll
Wow.
just lay there.
So
have
you're
a bit of
quite,
a break.
you're an adventurous man. You are.
I'd like to think so.
You are, and just before we sort of we're creeping up to the time, but there is a funny story that you told me about adventure, particularly something about getting lost at sea.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
the other boys have heard this story, but this was fucking one of the funniest things I've
been
ever
a-
heard.
I haven't heard it.
Spin a yarn,
cold
spin a
night.
yarn,
Spin a yarn,
spin it.
spin a yarn,
Spin it.
Maxi.
All right.
Spin a yarn.
Working up in Queensland, we rented a house. The company rented a house. Everyone else from Queensland, I was actually with Mitch, my partner. He took his jet ski up. Everyone from the company lived in Queensland, so they go home on the weekends. We're staying on the water directly across from Moreton Island. Mitch said, let's go for a jet ski. We'll jet ski across to Moreton Island. So, all right, no worries. First, I said no. He went down to the boat ramp, put the jet ski in. I went, oh, fuck, what am I going to do? Nothing. I'm sitting by myself. So I ran down, jumped on the back of the jet ski. We got all the way. It was horrible. It was so rough. And it was a tiny little jet ski. Got all the way across the Moreton Island. We're going around the shipwrecks and went, fuck, it's going to get dark.
And mainly into Morton is like an hour on the ski.
Hour on the ski, maybe
Fucking
hour
hell.
and a half on the ski.
That's a long
That's a
way to go
fucking
on a
long
jet
way.
ski.
It was
bro.
rough too, so we couldn't really gun it. It was horrible. And so like we're going into the chop and
Oh,
we're
my
getting so
God.
wet.
Fuck.
So all right, we got over there, had a look around. This is beautiful. Let's go back before it gets dark. We got halfway back across. You could just see land on each side. We're sort of directly in the middle, and the jet ski just shit us off.
No. What do you mean? Wait, you're both on one jet ski?
You're both on one jet ski.
And
didn't
it's
run
the
it-
sun setting.
You didn't run out
Sun's almost gone.
You didn't run out of petrol. You just
Didn't run
jet
out
ski
of
just
petrol.
cucked
So
it.
what actually
Oh.
happened, Mitch decided it would be a good idea to zip tie a teddy bear to the underside of the trailer.
You
Driving around
fucking
look
idiot.
cute. So when we've put the jet ski in the water, it sucked the teddy bear up.
Oh my.
We got all the way across and then halfway back, and it finally just knotted up that much that
my
the
God.
impeller couldn't spin. So we floated, sun's going down. We seen this pole coming out of the water, and it was like a marking beacon because the shipping container boats go through there. So we dragged the jet ski and swum over
Shit.
there. Unbeknownst to us, Moreton Bay's a breeding ground for bull sharks.
Oh, far out, bro.
I think
Couldn't
that-
get any worse.
the night that we got stuck out, there was a whole bunch of dolphins that got attacked by bull sharks. 'Cause they feed the dolphins over at the island.
Fucking teddy bear, eh?
Anyway, Mitch is in the water. So we've tied this jet ski up. We've crawled up this ladder, and then there's a, 2x2 meter concrete platform. I climbed up the ladder first, and it was about 5 centimeters worth of shit from the seabird. It stunk. I was dry reaching. We had to sit on that. We sat on that for I think 16 hours.
Oh, you
Pitch-
fucking kidding me?
Pitch black all night.
Holy shit.
Started to rain.
Yeah, he was out in the middle of the ocean
Out
for
in the middle of the
fucking
ocean.
a day.
Jet ski just tied to the buoy or whatever you want to call
Fuck,
it.
that's Channel 7 News.
We
shit.
were on
He was
Channel
on the
7.
news.
Bro, let's find that story.
This is nuts.
I know. I reckon you could. Do you reckon we'd be able to find it on the net?
I've got it
So,
somewhere.
this is like some
Archives.
castaway
So it
shit.
was-
Yeah.
They advertised it as,
Wilson.
they advertised it as
How big was it?
2x2, but it had a metal bar that went across the center. So we had to slide our legs under it, and you couldn't move.
And you've got
Most
bird shit on you.
fucked.
Did you
I've
want to
got
jump in the
bird
water
shit.
and wash
So
it off you?
Mitch jumped in the water to see if he could see what we didn't know it was a teddy bear at the time. see if he could feel something caught in there.
I would be
and
shitting myself at
this
night.
Stingray that would have been like 2 meters wide come flying out of the water.
What?
Flying out of
No
the water.
way.
And then
Out?
out.
A stingrays do
Penetrates
that.
the water.
Stingrays do
Flapping
that, yeah.
out. So
I didn't know they fucking did that.
when the
Yeah.
police picked us up the next day, we told them about the stingray and they said, yeah, the only reason it'll jump out is because a bull shark would have been chasing it. And it was like
Bro,
2 meters away. So
come
I've
on.
screamed at him, get out. He was
Come
Ian
on.
Thorpe, boom, straight up back on the platform. We didn't touch the
Oh,
water.
so you told him like get out of the water? A
Get out
stingray
of
just
the
came
water.
out.
Yeah, no, he'd seen it, but I started screaming at him straight away.
And you guys were worried about the
Wow,
stingray.
And how did they get you? Like, so obviously they put the SOS out. The boys
So
aren't
we-
back. Like,
No one knew because everyone went home for the weekend. It was actually Valentine's Day, and both of our, so Alana and
Oh, my
Mitch's
goodness.
partner, both had the shits with us. Thought we went out and partied and were just
Oh, my
ignoring
God.
them. They were trying to call us. We couldn't. So either of us took our
fuck these
phone.
guys were leaving.
What she thinks I'm doing. Out with other chicks.
What I'm
What I'm
doing.
really doing. Stranded on a fucking raft.
Smelling
or what?
fucking bird shit.
Either of us took our phone, and we both smoked cigarettes at the time. Mitch had 2 smokes.
Oh my!
I smoked mine in the first 10 minutes.
This is the last cigarette you'll ever have, brother. Enjoy it.
So anyway, we slept, like we tried to sleep all night, and it got so confusing. I think there was a boat coming because it was pitch black, but it was a plane.
Oh my god!
So we
Bro,
couldn't-
this is actually a movie.
We
Bro,
couldn't
honestly.
differentiate between the two.
Yeah.
So then we woke up in the morning. I could hear something. I woke up and there was a little Chinese guy and his dad in a little tinny.
Oh, what
and,
the fuck?
And it was like 5 in the morning. So he's coming towards because you see the jet ski just bouncing in the water. And we're like, help! And he shit himself. He just gunned it, spun around.
No fucking
He
way.
left us.
Are you serious?
So then he went and then he turned back around. He's just looking at us and we're like, please help, please
Oh
help.
my goodness, bro. You
So
would
he
have
came back.
He's called the cops for us. While
Oh,
he's
thank
on the
God.
phone explaining where we are, his phone died.
Oh.
So it took the cops, I think, 3 hours to find us. They had to stop where they put in. They
So
had
did
to
he
stop at
disappear
everyone.
at this point?
No,
So
he
you couldn't-
stayed there fishing.
Bro, this is a fucking blockbuster.
He
Holy
stayed there
moly.
absolute-
So
block.
we hadn't drunk. We were, like I was freezing, and he probably
16 hours.
He probably sat maybe 20 meters away from us, just fishing the whole time. He was catching some good fish too.
He didn't let you on his
No,
boat.
he didn't let us on his boat.
What a
Oh,
prick!
you know what,
we
though?
said
At
we'll
least
pay
you-
you to tow us back. Nah.
What a
Call the
dick.
police for us.
Wow.
It was our
But bro, at least you knew at that point you were going to die.
we weren't going to die.
So
then-
you went from hunting pigs to being chased by bull sharks, sitting on bird shit with stingrays from a fucking teddy bear that got
Wow.
stuck in a jet ski.
Yeah.
Fuck me dead.
Mr.
But then we
Adventure.
got back. The cops put us on their boat and told them what happened, and then we got to the boat ramp and ABC
Channel
7.
Oh,
Channel 9,
yes.
We're waiting there.
Sydney boat, because there was shipping container boats going past us, and I had a lighter, and I'm going like this.
Oh.
So that was the title for the news ad.
Bro,
Sydney
that's
boys
just nuts.
saved by lighter.
What year was that, Maxi?
God, I would have been
Does-
2022 maybe.
2022.
Yeah, but doesn't know.
he
doesn't know
would
what
have been 20 or 22.
Oh, it would have been
Yeah,
two. I was
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
come-
doesn't know.
last year.
Doesn't know
I was
when he
like,
doesn't know when he got married.
I don't know when I got married.
Doesn't know when-
I've
doesn't know
lost
when he got
track of
married.
time.
I was like, wow.
13 years ago. Far out.
That's a good story.
You guys,
You told that well, Maxi. Very good.
See, 4 months ago, a couple of months ago, there was that guy who actually came back 4 months out at sea with his dog.
Yeah.
See that story?
He gave the dog away, didn't he?
I don't know. Did he?
I think he didn't want the dog
Anyway.
anymore.
Mate, spend too much-
That dog had some
spend too much
stories.
time
That's
with
why.
He's writing a book now. No, I'm kidding. But Maxi, fuck, you
Mate,
could
that's a
have made
word,
it big
bro.
off
That's a
this.
book. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Sorry, mate, like one thing about before, I think we've got to wrap up soon, but like with regard to the hunting, like is there anywhere in the world that you'd love to go hunt? Like what's your ultimate
spot.
sort of hunting spot that you thought about that you haven't done that you might want to
I
do?
always thought I'd love to go to Africa to do the
Yeah,
But
true,
I went to Africa and went on the game reserve, and I would never. I would never do it.
Waka,
yeah.
Maybe I shoot.
That's
maybe,
sad.
maybe Pumba or something, or shoot Pumba or
Yeah.
a gazelle. But I would never
because
shoot
it's
any
just
of the big
like a
fives.
wino,
No,
yeah,
but you,
never,
you
never,
actually,
never.
bro, it's
Big
so
five.
it's so
It's so-
beautiful,
Lion,
I
zebra,
would never-
giraffe.
I'd shoot a zebra.
bro. It's
Would you shoot a zebra?
Shoot a zebra.
Yeah.
bro. When you're
There's heaps
there,
of them. There's heaps of them.
have you been before?
Yeah.
Bro, it's so beautiful.
It's
Like you
beautiful.
just
I
look
did
at
want
it, and you go, wow.
Well, bro, we got to tell you that your story again.
Nah,
Just
yeah,
because it was so
another- yeah.
funny. But I'll actually.
I want to do in the next couple of years, I want to do a trip right up North Queensland, just spend 4 weeks in the bush chasing pigs, scrub
Yeah.
bulls, buffalo, and catching barramundi.
I
Yeah.
think that Africa is on next year. We met with we had an African pastor come to our like Bible study meeting yesterday. He's from
Bile.
Kenya.
sorry.
Bile.
Bile. It's Russell Peters. It's comedy, people.
It's comedy. I know.
comedy.
We're
Don't
not,
cancel us.
we're not politically correct around here.
No one's listening by the stage anyway. No.
Oh yeah, I know. You've all dropped off.
No, amazing.
So we had
Yeah.
stingrays. We had jet skis.
We had
We had
boars.
dogs.
Dogs.
Lots of dogs.
Yeah.
We'll
wow,
see
that
you
was,
at the cooler bar to hunt some pigs.
Yeah,
I mean, like the farm.
Yeah.
that was awesome, Maxi. Thank you very much, brother.
We love you,
Guys,
Maxi.
thanks for having me.
Maxi
Was that
Boyle.
right?
He did very well. Very well.
Really good.
Thanks, Maxi. That was episode 19, everybody. Please make sure you tune in.
Like,
make sure you like, share,
and subscribe.
Let's go, Maxi. Who let the dogs out? Let's go.